Boom, 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 boom. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Ann? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Shauna? Let's get it. Good morning to you all. Big homie. Big homie, you in early. What's up, Joseph? Big homie's in early this morning. Posh is in the building. What's up, Posh? So good to see you all. What's up, Niche? So good to see you. Get packed, my brother. What's going on? Golden Orchid, I haven't seen you in a minute. I haven't seen you in a minute. Big homie said I was in the parking lot. Big homie said I was out there in the parking lot chilling. Lynetta, what's up, Queen? So good to see you, beloved. What's up, Bless? So good to see you, beloved. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. Golden Orchid, what'd you say? I missed your message. I'm sorry. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the likes up so that we get the medicine out. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories. Kev, you said Kev said he was at the door knocking. I thought I heard somebody, Kev. I thought I heard somebody. So good to see you guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Peace and blessings to you all. For anyone watching on any other social media platform, we are streaming live from TikTok. So if you want to come and join us, if you want to come to TikTok and join us, you can come to TikTok and join us. Just look up Mindset Masters and you will find us actually where we are centrally located. Now for you, let's get it. 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 Again, if you're watching us from any other platform, you are more than welcome to join us on the on TikTok. Is where we are right now. We're streaming live from TikTok. So good to see you all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Dage is in the building. T. Benz is in the building. Let's go. So good to see you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Miriam, what's going on? What's going on, JD? Oh, happy birthday, JD. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's send some happy birthday love to JD, you guys. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, JD. Happy birthday, family. Seth, hey, what's up, my brother? So good to see you. I appreciate that, you guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you know. Yeah. Blessings all over, man. Blessings all over. Let me see. Let me do this real quick. Pomodoro technique. Nitro's in the building. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. What's up, Becky? Good morning. Good morning to you all. Brock's in the building. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. Good grief. Let's go. See, good grief. Again, if you are watching us from a different platform and you want to come out where the live is really popping and going off, you are welcome to join us on TikTok. We are streaming live from TikTok right now as we speak. TikTok is where the action is right now. But if you're watching us from YouTube or any other platform, feel free to come and join us on TikTok where it's going down. Again, do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. Share the live to your stories. No, I wish I did. I wish I did, beloved. I wish I did. Love you too, Brock. Brock, I hope you got my message this morning in the community. What's up, Miss K? Red, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. So good to see you, love. Okay, Brock. Okay. Again, do me a favor, you guys, and share the live to your stories, and we are going to get busy. We got a lot of mountains to we got mountains to climb this morning. We got some mountains to climb this morning. We got some mountains to climb. Come on, Red, you driving the space shuttle today. We got some mountains to climb. Damn, we got some mountains to climb. Woo! What's up, Rika? We've got some mountains to climb today. Today we are mountain climbers. My peace. I appreciate that, beloved. Let me take a sip. Man, we getting ready. Woo! We have some mountains to climb. Quana, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Quana, you've been rocking with me for so long. Quana, how long have you been with me now? Quana's been with me for a minute. Let me see. Before I take off, let me see how long Quana's been with me. Good morning to you all. Good morning. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Valerie? So good to see you, love. I appreciate you guys. D's in the building. Almost a year? Okay. Almost a year. Let's go. Divine, let's go. Let's go, Divine. All right. Divine in. We're going to shut the door. Whoever comes, just going to have to come. Yeah, whoever come late, you just going to come late. And we just going to come on, Divine. We about to turn up, man. Whoever coming late, they just coming late. Type me in the comments real quick. If this is your first time on a live with me, type me in the comments real quick. I just want to know because if there's not, I'm gonna just take off. But if there's anybody, okay, how many first timers I got? Okay, well, I got one first timer. Let me see, two. Let's see how many more first timers we got. Okay, we got a few first timers. Okay, welcome. First and foremost, welcome to you guys. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, relationship mastery, consciousness. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? This book is a bestseller. It is a game changer. It is changing lives all over the world. I am not here right now to push or promote this book. So I'm not here to sell you anything. It's not what I'm interested in. My job as a coach is to make you think. If I make you think, I did my job. My job as a coach is to elevate your thinking, is to give you a different filter to see your life through. Oftentimes what hurts us is not reality. What hurts us is the way we define reality. Life doesn't hurt you, but the story you tell yourself about life is what hurts you. Your resistance to life is what produces your suffering, not life itself. Your circumstances don't stress you out. Your resistance to your circumstances does. Your relationship doesn't have the power to stress you out, but the story that you tell yourself about your relationship does. Your job is not what's upsetting you, but the story that you tell your job and the meaning that you attach to your job is what upsets you. Your kids do not disturb your peace. What disturbs your peace is thinking that some external source has the power to disturb your peace, because nothing does. The way that you were designed and created, nothing in the history of this planet has the power to upset you. Nothing has the power to disturb you. Nothing has the power to hurt you emotionally or psychologically. We give our power away when we don't know who we are. We give our power away because we lack emotional intelligence. We give our power away because we lack self-awareness. And so we become a slave to people, places, and things. We become a slave to our environment. We react to things versus respond, and so as a coach, that, my job is to help you to become emotionally bulletproof. What's emotionally bulletproof? Being emotionally bulletproof is the moment when your external world, whatever it is that's happening outside of you, no longer has the power to impact what's happening internally. When you get to that place, you're going to be one of those powerful people walking, period. Period. When you get to that place where what's happening outside of you no longer has the power to impact what's happening inside of you, it's game over. But until you arrive there, you'll be a liability to yourself because the traffic will upset you, your job will upset you, the kids will upset you. Anytime that life doesn't go the way you think it should, that will upset you because you don't understand how you work. And so what you have is unique programming and conditioning. You see the world through your programming and conditioning. And as you're moving through the world, anything that's in alignment with your programming and conditioning, you give yourself to experience. You give yourself permission to experience happiness. You give yourself permission to experience love. You give yourself permission to experience peace. One more time. Anytime that something is in alignment with your programming and conditioning, anytime that something is in alignment with what you think should be happening in that moment, you give yourself permission to experience love, peace, happiness, joy, all of those things. But the moment that something is out of alignment with what you think should be happening, you punish yourself. And that's your resistance to reality. And what you have to understand is that the mindset that you're walking through the world with is fixed, but reality is fluid. And I need you to see the problem with that. You're walking through the world with a fixed mindset, but reality is fluid. Reality will never align with your fixed mindset, but from time to time it does. And when it does, you give yourself permission to experience happiness, joy, peace, abundance, all of those things. When it doesn't, you experience depression, you experience anxiety, you experience fear, you experience unhappiness, and all of these other negative emotions. But all of that is coming from you. It's not coming from what's happening outside of you. It's coming from your reaction to what's happening outside of you. And once you gain mastery over that, then things won't have the power to upset you anymore. Your triggers are gift. Every time someone triggers you, that's a gift. Every time someone criticizes you and you feel that, that's a gift. Why? Because that thing is pointing to something in you that hasn't healed. It's pointing to where the work is. Every trigger that you have is pointing to where the work is. It's pointing to something it's indicating to you that fear reigns over love in you. You don't know who you are. That's what suffering means. Suffering means I'm ignorant to my true self. Suffering means that I've misplaced my identity. Suffering means that I don't know who I am, so I suffer. That's a terrible way to move through life. So we end that. Before we dive in, that's exactly what suffering means. And in the fact that you said that lets me know what your level of self-awareness is. And so having said all of that, because nothing in the external world has the power to upset you. Nothing in this external world has the power to disturb you. Nothing in the external world has the power to bother you or has the power to affect you unless you allow yourself to be affected. When you don't know who you are, you're allowing yourself to be affected. You're allowing yourself to be disrespected. You're allowing yourself to show up small. You're allowing yourself to not live out of your authenticity because you're not moving through the world as your most authentic self, right? And so it's important for us to understand that. So let's move on. All right, let's get into this live. Somebody said thoughts on relationships while chasing dreams. You don't want to chase your dream and chase a relationship at the same time, because both of them require the same thing from you. And we talked about that yesterday on my live yesterday. That's the reason why you don't want to chase dreams and people at the same time, because both require the same thing. If I'm chasing my dream, well, what does that require? It requires energy, time, focus, dedication, and attention. Okay. But if I'm chasing a person, what do they require? Time, energy, focus, consistency, dedication, and attention. The same thing that your dream requires is the same thing that your relationship requires. Well, which one is most important? Because you can't chase two rabbits. I can't. If I try to give that to both, I'm going to end up upsetting both. I'm going to upset my partner because I'm not giving them everything they need. And then I'm not going to achieve that goal because I'm not giving it everything it needs. That goal needs 100% of you, but so does that relationship. And so if I'm chasing both and I'm trying to build both, how can I build both when both require the same time, energy, focus, dedication, consistency, and attention, right? They both require the same things. So I'm either going to chase my dream, which is going to put me in a position financially to take care of my partner, or I'm going to chase my partner and then I'll never make it to my dream. So at some point in time, you just got to ask yourself, which one is most important to you? I don't want to put my thumb on the scale with respect to which one is most important, because I don't know what's important to you at this stage of your life, but you definitely don't want to chase both. Chasing two rabbits means that you're going to end up with no rabbits at all. And too many ideas is a bad idea. Your mind likes to focus on one thing. That's what it loves to do. It loves to focus on one thing. Once you give it that one thing, it will hit that one thing every single time. So that one thing may be your relationship, or that one thing may be your dream. But focus on one thing and master the one thing. Give 100% of what you are to the one thing that you do, not to multiple things, because then you won't end up achieving anything. And that's a cognitive switching penalty. A cognitive switching penalty is what you would probably call multitasking. Multitasking and cognitive switching penalties are the same thing. We think we multitask. You don't. You don't have the ability to multitask. Your brain is just switching your focus and attention back and forth between those two things. So in your mind, you think you're multitasking, but really what you're doing is, once you put your attention on this thing, it's no longer on the other thing. And then you shift back to this thing, and then it's no longer on that thing. And then you shift back to this thing. And so in your mind, it's happening so quickly. You think you're doing multiple things, but you're really just shifting your focus and attention between two things so quickly that in your mind, you're thinking, you think that you're juggling multiple things at the same time. And really you're not. It's just a cognitive switching penalty, and your brain will tax you for that. And you'll end up so exhausted and so tired, and it'll take you a lot longer to do that thing than had you just focused on each thing at a time and build each thing up, right? So don't get caught up in the cognitive switching penalties. Yeah, you end up wasting more time than you realize. We don't realize that. We think that, oh, I'm great at multitasking. It's like juggling. When that juggler is juggling those balls, they're really only touching one ball at a time. It creates the illusion that they're juggling multiple balls at the same time, but they're really not. They're only touching one ball at a time. And then that other ball, by the time that other ball goes up in the air and comes back down, it gets touched again, but they're not juggling all of the balls. They're juggling one ball at a time, but it creates the illusion that multiple things are happening at the same time, but it's really not. The one thing is happening one at a time, right? It's all an illusion of your thinking. All right, let's get busy getting busy. We got mountains to climb. We've already wasted a lot of time. This through self-awareness, Special K, through self-awareness. I would encourage you to join my community if you're not already a part of my Mindset Masters community, because that's what we teach. I'm gonna tell you guys something. When you're in your purpose, time flies. I'm just gonna be honest with you. When you're operating out of your purpose, time flies. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. 20 minutes feels like 2 seconds. An hour feels like a minute. It literally does. Like when you're operating, that's where I want you guys to get to that place. When you're operating out of your purpose, man, time is flying. You're not even tracking time anymore. You just don't track time. We track time when we're out of alignment with our purpose. All right, let's go visit this minute. Let me say this to you. For some of you guys, you may be going through some things right now, right? And something didn't work out, right? Whether that's a relationship, some friendships, there's something that's happening in your life. Maybe that you're still battling right now, right? Something that you're dealing with right now, or something that you've dealt with in the past, or something that you're trying to get on the other side of. Let me say this to you. What didn't work out in your life might be saving you. The thing that didn't work out saved you. It's so important for you to understand that. You got to understand how God moves. What didn't work out in your life saved you. Trust me when I tell you that. You got pulled from the river of that situation. You got pulled from the fire of that situation. The fact that it didn't work out is a blessing. I'll give it in. What you're going through right now, the fact that it didn't work out is a blessing. And the only thing that's hurting you is the way that you are defining the situation. The only thing that's hurting you is the filter that you are seeing the situation through. You got to understand how God moves in your life. He's going to come through anything that has the power to take you out of alignment with the version of you that he created, or he's removing that. He's going to reveal everything to you. What did not work out in your life is a blessing to you. See, you got to understand when it comes to him, redirection is the way he protects you. Some of you guys are just being redirected right now. But you borrowing your definition of what's happening in your relationship from someone else. Oh, my life is falling apart. My relationship is falling. No, you're being redirected. And then falling apart. Things are falling together. They don't fall apart when it comes to him. They fall in place. Nothing falls apart when it comes to God. Things fall in place. And you've been categorizing things as falling apart your entire life. But that's how each one of your relationships got a little bit better than the last one. Well, didn't the last one fall apart? Listen to what I'm saying to you. The relationship before the relationship you're in right now, you said the same thing. Oh, it's fell apart. Your heart was all broken and all these other things like that. And then somebody better came. And then that relationship may have fallen apart. And then somebody better came. At what point in time, you got to stop defining your life that way. As things falling apart, no, things are falling in place. Nothing has fallen apart. You are his child. Things don't fall apart. Things fall in place. He will redirect you in order to protect you. It's the way you are defining the situation. It's the story you telling yourself about that person no longer being in your life that's hurt you more than the situation itself. You got to understand, redirection is protection, not a punishment. Be thankful for every closed door in your life. Be thankful for every door, a window that's been shut on you. Be thankful for every detour. Man, you got to be thankful for that. See, when you become self-aware, you understand that. That's the problem. You knocking on doors that's already been shut. One more time, be thankful for every closed door in your life. Be thankful. Be thankful for every detour. Be thankful for every roadblock you hit. I said be thankful. See, that's when you need to thank him the most. That's when we get it wrong. See, we only like to celebrate the things that are obvious, right? We like to celebrate the things where it's so clear that this is a blessing, but you don't understand everything that's happening in your life is a blessing. There are no punishments when it comes to him. The punishment comes from the way you define the situation. The punishment is coming from you, not from reality, just from you. The fact that you were clinging to that person, that was the punishment. The fact that you were attached to that person, that was the punishment. The fact that you thought you loved them, that was the punishment, because it was a story that you were telling yourself that was out of alignment with the truth. Yeah, you loved them, but they weren't loving you. And he knows that. And he sees what you are blind to, so he protected you and pulled you out of that situation. I tell you guys this all the time. God will never take your best away from you. He'll never take that. He will never let you lose the best you ever had. Never. You got to understand how he works. The best you're ever going to get is on the way. That relationship that you just walked out of is only a springboard or a catalyst to get you to that next relationship. You got to make space. How can you get what's coming if you keep hanging on to what's gone? Damn, what's gone? We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. Why I'm in pain, coach? You need to go talk to God. Quit talking to your friend. Go talk to him. That's the problem. You run to the friend. You on the phone with your mom. You on the phone with everybody but him. He's the only one you need to be talking to right now. Go out in nature somewhere. Go sit by some body of water. Go out somewhere where you can be peaceful. Turn the phone off. Turn all distractions off and go talk to him. Get all them voices out your head. People that can only project their limitations onto you. People that can only project their trauma onto you. People that can only project their failed relationships onto you. Yeah, I ain't gonna never be with another man again. I would just be by myself. What are you thinking? You unconditional love. That's the problem. You're not being what you are because you're too busy being what the world has taught you what to be. Your unconditional love is something. Nothing has the power to hurt you. What hurts you is the story that you're telling yourself about your life. That's the only thing that's hurting you. And you not knowing and having a real powerful relationship with God. I'm not talking about having a relationship with your concept of him. You have a concept of him. You have to know him, because if you know him, there's no suffering in your life. I got to speak for my father now. When you know him for real, there's no suffering in your life. If you suffering, because you don't know him. You only think you know him. You know your concept of him. You know what somebody has programmed and conditioned for you to understand about who they thought he was, and they programmed you. You can't see God through no concept. How you going to see something that exists in you through somebody else? The minute you start talking to somebody else about God, you already lost. The minute you grab your keys to think you get ready to go somewhere and listen to somebody talk to you about him, you already lost. The moment you took a step, you already went too far. You can only find him in you. Once you find him within, then you find him without. But I got to discover him in me first. See, the purpose of life is not to find God. The purpose of life is to understand that you've never been disconnected from it. That's the purpose of life. And then once I can get to that place, then everything changes. The purpose not to find him, to discover him. The purpose is to remember that you never left him. He ain't went nowhere. You've never been disconnected from him. You're disconnected from him through your thoughts. You're disconnected from him through your programming and conditioning. You're disconnected to him because of your wounds and the pain and the story that you keep telling yourself. That's what's keeping you disconnected. You're only disconnected by thought alone, not by reality. You can't be disconnected. Anywhere you go, he's sitting there. Can't go anywhere where he's not. That's the problem. See, I don't lead my students to God. I lead my students to themselves. Once you discover yourself, once you discover you, then you discover him. If you don't meet you that deeply, you'll never meet him that deeply. Everything comes from you. Everything comes through you. You are spirit. Everything comes through you. That's why you're here. So if you don't discover you, you're never going to discover him. You can listen to people preach to you all day long. They're not going to be able to take you to him through what they're saying to you. What's going to take you to him is self-awareness. What's going to take you to him is you healing. What's going to take you to him is you dismantling your ego personality. What's going to take you to him is dismantling the character that you've been living out of this entire time. You're me. One more time, everything that didn't work out for you is saving you. Everything. All blessings. If it didn't work out, that's a blessing. Coach, they left me. Blessing. Coach, they cheated on me. Blessing. See, people don't cheat on you. You ain't never been cheated on in the history of your life. Yes, I have. No, you haven't. What people cheat themselves out of is the opportunity to experience you. They've cheated themselves out of a life with you. They cheated themselves out of an opportunity with you. That's what happens. Why are you projecting that onto yourself? The person didn't cheat on you. The person cheated themselves out of a future with you. That pain is going to sit with them so hard. I've never been cheated on in my life. Only thing you can do is cheat your way out, cheat yourself out of an opportunity. That's what you did. That's on you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Why would I project that onto me? As though I'm not lovable and I'm not enough. And why they do that to me? Get out of that victim mindset, man. You're the most powerful thing on the planet. That person just cheated themselves out of an opportunity. Your job is to make them feel that. Your job is to transmute that energy. Transform yourself. Go get your body banging. We ain't got time to be crying. Go hit that gym. Go start that kickboxing class. Go write that book so you can sign it for them one day. That's what you do. Success is the greatest revenge on the planet. You ain't got time to be sitting in some room crying about what somebody did done to you. We ain't got time for that. They didn't do that to you. They did that to themselves. Why are you putting that on you? Wish I would put that on me. I wish I would put your behavior on me. And now I walk around stressed out, need to go talk to the therapist. Wish I would. You've been hanging out with grown people. You need to come be with me. Get your mindset right. Telling you, why I'm gonna take your behavior and apply that to me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. That's you. I don't control what you do. I control how I react to what you do. That's what I can control. But I ain't got no control over you. So once you cheat, I don't even need you to explain. I don't need you to apologize. I just need to focus on my next move. We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to argue. We ain't got to fight. We ain't got to anything. You just played yourself out of a future. That's the only thing you did. You ain't hurt me. What hurt you is the fact that you was attached to the person. That's what hurt you. Because you can't claim to love yourself unconditionally and then be so upset about the fact that this person is no longer in your life. Well, how'd the love stop? How'd the love stop flowing through you when the person walked out of your life? Because it was never there to begin with. That was your attachment masquerading as love. That was the problem. You didn't love yourself. You wasn't loving yourself, because if you was loving yourself, you would have never been in a toxic relationship. If you were loving yourself, you would have never accepted the verbal abuse. If you were loving yourself, you never would have showed up small. If you were loving yourself, you never would have tolerated the disrespect. Check, please. You'd have said that immediately. You got the wrong one. You got life twisted. You think I'm getting ready to accept all this low vibrational behavior from you. You got life twisted and I'd have been out the door. See, that's how unconditional love moves. People think that unconditional love is soft. No, unconditional love is the most powerful force in the universe. Ain't nothing stronger and more powerful than unconditional love. Unconditional love is strength, a level of strength that you can't even imagine, because I'm going to love you to death. But what I won't do is stop loving me because of something that you do. That's what I won't do. And I won't punish myself when you walk out of my life because you never belonged to me in the first place. People don't belong to you. Get out of that illusion that you think that somebody belongs to you. No, that person, you had an opportunity to experience that person. And when you experience that person, it unlocks something in you. That's what the person came into your life to reflect something that you needed to see in yourself. And they did their job. And then that person left. So now we waiting on the next person. We ain't got time to focus on the last one. We too busy looking for the next one. And while I'm waiting on the next one to show up, I'm in the gym training. I'm working on myself. I'm changing my mindset. I'm changing my self-concept. So to become something so powerful that people can't afford to walk away from me. Become something so big that people can't afford to miss you. That's the goal. That's what's called alchemizing. That's how you fully alchemize that situation. And that's how you transmute the negative energy. You take all negative energy and you transform it into positive energy. I'm going to go hit that gym. I'm starting that book. I'm setting up my business credit. I'm setting up my LLC. For every negative thing that goes wrong in my life, I'm adding something powerful to me. And every time so now my brain has been reprogrammed. I don't give a damn if I get a flat tire, I'm doing something for myself. Every time that something goes wrong, I'm gonna do something right for myself. Now my brain looks at what's wrong as always being what's right. And now it's just positive energy flowing through me all day long. I'm not gonna punish myself for what's going wrong with somebody else. That person fumbled you. That's what they did. They got to the 99-yard line and they fumbled you. They were never supposed to be in the next chapter of your life. That's what God was trying to show you. They were never supposed to be in the next chapter of your life. You headed to chapter 4. That was the chapter 3 person. That's what he needed you to see. We suffer because we try to take chapter 3 people into chapter 4. That's when we suffer. You start creating stories, and one day they might see me, and one day they might love me. Let me try to show my worth. We ain't got time to be. It's not a game show. We don't do auditions here. This is not American Idol. That person's gonna show up and be what you need them to be, or they're not. They fumbled you. That's all they did. See, when the football gets fumbled, the football is not upset because you fumbled the football. Football is like the fumble is on you. The fumble ain't on me. So when that running back or that wide receiver or that quarterback fumbles that football, the football is not upset because the football is like, the mistake is on you. The mistake is not on me. You like the football of life. And every now and then somebody might fumble you, but the fumble has nothing to do with you. The fumble has everything to do with the person. What you attaching that to you for? Why are you allowing that to attack your worth and attack your value? Because of how they fumbled you. You the football. You the value. Everybody on the field want the football. You ain't heard none of what I just said. See, the most valuable thing on the football field is the football itself, not the stadium, because without the football, we ain't doing nothing in the stadium. Not the quarterback, because without the football, the quarterback can't throw anything. Not the wide receiver. The most important thing on the football field is the football itself, not the players, just the football. You're the football. And every now and then, person might fumble you. Every now and then. Every now and then. But the moment somebody fumbles you, somebody else gonna want to pick you up. Don't let that go over your head. The moment one person fumbles you, the next person coming right after that want to pick you up. The same person that walked away from you, the next person gonna think you the best thing they ever seen in their life. I'm telling you now, that person that's sitting there don't want to love you the way you want to be loved and don't want to show up for you, not respecting you. There's somebody out there right now that can't wait to get their hands on you. You sitting here crying about who walked out your life. Now let them people leave. Let them people leave. I tell my students that all the time. Sometimes people have a little bit too much access to you and they just get desensitized with you. They get desensitized with themselves. How you think they gonna get desensitized with you? The average person is walking around here right now, completely desensitized to their own life, completely desensitized to their own greatness. And you want that person to wake up every single day and put 5-star greatness on you with 5-star appreciation and 5-star this. They can't do that with themselves. You got to understand hedonic adaptation. The average person walking around right now is bored as hell with their own life. What you think they're gonna do with you? about what I'm saying. I'm giving you universal truth right now. The average person right now, you might be one of them, is walking around here completely bored with their own life, completely desensitized with their own life. So if I'm desensitized with my own life, how the hell am I going to place all this value on you? Think about what I'm saying. This is spiritual common sense. That's why I don't blame people. So this is why I move in silence. This is why I keep access to me limited, because I understand that I got to protect you from you so that you don't fumble me on the 99-yard line. I don't answer all the text messages. Not going to do it. I'm not going to answer every email. Not going to do it. I'm not going to respond to every call. Not going to do it. So the moment that I get on the phone, you're like, ooh, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? They so happy. Ooh, I caught you. Exactly. I tell you guys all the time, it is an honor and a pleasure to meet you. It is an honor and a pleasure to have access to you. But if you don't carry yourself that way, people won't treat you that way. You start giving everybody all this access to you, and then you wonder why people disrespect you, and people abuse you verbally, and people don't show up for you, and all of these things. You didn't give too much access. If I'm bored with my own life, what do you think I'm going to be with you? That part right there, I don't answer all them text messages and all that stuff like that. Responding every time. I might sit there and let that thing sit there for 2 or 3 hours on purpose. Yeah, you got to protect people. See, that's why self-awareness is so important, because when you understand the Stephanie, come on, family, we got to teach it. That's why self-awareness is so important, because when you really understand that, then you understand you got to protect them so that they don't fall into the hedonic adaptation trap, right? So they don't fall into that trap of having so much access to you that they become desensitized to you. And that's not their fault. That's just how we're wired as human beings, because your brain, because the way that our minds work is that our minds focus on patterns. That's how your brain works. It's always paying attention to patterns. And every single person has a unique pattern. Well, once your brain figures out the pattern to that person, it's bored with that person. That doesn't mean the person is bad, and it doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't mean that nobody's bad. It ain't got nothing to do with good or bad. What that means is that your brain always wants new experiences. So once it figures out the pattern to that person, it's bored as hell with that person. Now, that person makes some changes. That person makes some adjustments. That person adds some new thing to themselves. They maybe elevate their mind. Then that's a new pattern that your brain has to figure out. That's why you always have to be growing, because I grow every single day. I'm not who I was yesterday, because I understand that pattern, my partner may be tired of yesterday's pattern. So I'm always growing. So anytime my partner comes in contact with me, I'm somebody different. So you don't have time to get bored with me. You ain't got time. You ain't got time. Tavares, I appreciate the family. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the lights up so that we can get the medicine out. See, you got to chase you. And when you're chasing you, other people are going to start chasing you as well. But the moment you start chasing people, you're lost sight of your value. The moment you think you need somebody to love you, lost sight of your value. Coach, I'm looking for love. You don't know who you are. Anytime you're looking for anything, what you're signaling to your mind is that you are currently not in possession of it. The moment you start looking for something, you're already in trouble. How is love out looking for love? How is abundance lonely? Make that make sense to me. Tell me how abundance, which is what you are the human manifestation of abundance. Tell me how did abundance become lonely? Tell me how is belief looking for something to believe in it? Tell me how is love out seeking love? Make that make sense to me. I'm abundance, but I'm sitting here talking about I'm lonely. No, then you don't know who you are. We out here talking about we looking for a relationship, but you haven't built a relationship with yourself yet. What you looking for, an external relationship, you ain't mastered the one with you yet. That's the problem. We don't master the relationship with ourselves, and then we have the audacity to go and jump in a relationship with someone else. But you ain't mastered the one with yourself yet. So what are you really giving the person? How am I be a gift to you if I'm not a gift to myself? What's up, Rich? Yeah, love the hell out yourself. Ain't no arrogance in that. You the baddest thing on the planet. There's not arrogance in that. That's alignment. It's the truth. We got one you. You the only you on the planet. What you mean you're not the baddest thing walking? See, you don't understand that the way you see yourself is the way that the rest of the world sees you. The love you believe you deserve is the love you receive from the world. So, and I don't know what that is. That may be 2-star love. It might be 3-star love. It might be 5-star love. But the love you believe you deserve is the only love you receive. The life you believe you deserve is the only life the universe is going to give you. I don't give a damn how many affirmations you saying. I don't care how many podcasts you watch. I don't care how many motivational speakers you listen to. The life you believe you deserve is the life you will receive from the universe. The love you believe you deserve is the love you will receive. The level of respect you believe you deserve is the level of respect you will receive. It's all predicated on your self-concept. Bottom line. And what scares me is I don't know where that is with you. So you might be walking around here with a 1-star self-concept, but you reading 5-star affirmations and then you're wondering why these things aren't materializing because you don't really believe that to be true about yourself. See, that's the thing about the affirmation. You don't read the affirmation, you become it. You don't just go out and create a vision board. You become the person capable of living the life that's on the vision board, which means I got to walk it. I got to talk it. I got to embody it. I got to think like that. I've got to remove myself from certain people. I got to wake up every single day at a certain time. I got to be studying every single day. I got to focus on me. I can't have all these distractions. I can't be telling myself you're not smart and you're not pretty and you always effing up and you always messing up. How you going to become powerful when the only person capable of taking your life to the next level, you sitting here criticizing that person? You not smart enough. You not this. You not that. Damn all of that. Every time you wake up and you go look in the mirror every single morning, you sitting there with the only person that can take your life to the next level. How do we disrespect that person? How do we criticize that person? How do we not surround that person and that version of you with every single thing that they need to take you to the next level? How are we going to do that? That's one person. When you go walk and look in that mirror, I don't give a damn about who you sleep next to. When you wake up in the morning and you go look in the mirror, you're looking in the eyes of the only person that can take your life to the next level. And everything that comes out of your mouth in that moment is being applied to your self-concept. It's being applied to how much you really rock with you. I act with me harder than anybody in the world. I don't need you to believe in me. I need you to believe in you. When you come around me, I need you believing in you. I don't need you to have an ounce of belief in me. Coach, I believe in you. Now I don't believe in me. Put all of that back on you. I got too much belief. I can sell belief. If I was a store right now, I promise you I can sell belief and I'd never run out of it. You have to believe in yourself because belief is the only thing that can take you where you want to be. Nothing else can. It's all belief, baby. It's all belief. That's your superpower. See, love is what you give to other people. Belief is what you give to yourself. That's what's important for you to understand. Give the love away, but give the belief to you. Give that faith to God. Give that trust to God. That's the whole game. You got to know where you're sitting things down because wherever I sit my belief, that thing is going to materialize. That faith, that's going to God. That loyalty, that's going to God. That trust, that's going to God. That belief, that's going to me. God doesn't need you to believe in him. He needs you to know him. He don't need your belief. The belief is for you. Knowing is for him. Because that's what strengthens the relationship. He isn't looking for your belief. He's looking for you to know him. Because once you know him, belief is no longer required. You don't believe in your children, you know them. You don't believe in your parents, you know them. You don't believe in your significant other. You know that person. When you know somebody, belief is no longer required. Belief is only required when you don't fully know that thing. I can believe in you, but I got to know me. Right? Baddest thing on the planet is you. I'm telling you. I'm just here to remind you of what you already are. I can't add value to you because I can't add value to anything that God has created. I can't add a single value to you, but don't put that limitation on me. That's for anybody walking in and out of your life. That's for anybody walking in. I can't add a single fiber of value to you because you cannot add value to what God has created. No human being can. All these people gonna come. I didn't change your life. No, you changed your life, but I did put you on the path to do it. I take that little piece of credit. I'm gonna take a little piece of credit from that, but that's all the credit I'm gonna take. Then I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of you for putting in the work. I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of you for your dedication. I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of you for your commitment. I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of you for you loving yourself enough to do the thing that you needed to do to transform your life. That's what I'm gonna celebrate you for. Nobody's adding anything to you. People can only help you to experience and unlock what's already there. That's all I'm helping you do, is to experience more of what's already there. I didn't bring anything with me, but I did help you to unlock what was already there. So you got to know the difference between value and worth. And that's why it's so important. That's why so many of us get stuck in life because we get value and worth confused. Value is what you bring to the table of other people. Worth is what you give to you. Worth is your relationship with yourself. That's self-worth. Value, see, people can reject your value. People can reject your value all day long, and that's okay. No one can reject your worth. Nobody can touch that because worth comes from the relationship you have with yourself. Value comes from what you bring to the table of every single person that you come in contact with. And maybe you might walk up to this person and you try to bring in your value. Value means that this is a reflection of my education, a reflection of my skills, a reflection of my talents, a reflection of my abilities. That's all of that is your value. That's what you bring into the table of every single person you meet. So I might reject that. Not because you're a bad person, but because I don't need what you have to offer in that moment. That ain't no different than if a mechanic show up to your house and they knock on the door. Well, if your car is working perfectly fine and you reject the mechanic in that moment, the mechanic doesn't feel bad because you're saying my car is working fine. But you don't apply that same thinking when it comes to your life. So when you walk up to a person, let's say you in a bar, you in a nightclub, and that person rejects you, you punish yourself. And that's what's attacking your self-worth. That person didn't need what you had to offer in that moment for whatever the reason. But you punished your worth. Just like the mechanic. Now, if your car is broken in that moment and that mechanic shows up, that mechanic gonna have 5-star value in your mind because you needed what they had to offer. So when you come to people and they reject you in that moment, oftentimes it's because whatever it is you were carrying, they didn't need in that moment. If they needed it, they would have embraced it. So I don't attack my worth when it comes to that because I understand. That's why self-awareness is so important. So when a person rejects your value, you take that as a sign, I'm not pretty enough. What's wrong with me? Why did they reject me? And it's a thought that's dominating your mind after that experience. And we end up punishing ourselves. What you punishing yourself for? Ain't got nothing to do with you. Like the mechanic. You didn't need a mechanic at the time. The person didn't need what you were bringing to the table at the time. Energetically, they didn't need it. Spiritually, they didn't need it. Emotionally, they didn't need it. They didn't need what you had to offer, beloved. That's nothing to do with your worth. Nothing. Nothing. But you attack your worth with it. Anytime you get rejected, you attack your worth with it. Anytime someone criticizes, you attack your worth with it. And that's why we don't become the most powerful version of ourselves, because we're allowing things that are value reflective to be attached to our worth. They're two completely different things. They don't even need to be mentioned in the same conversation. One is exclusive and private. The other is for the world. Your value is for the world. Everybody's not going to accept your value because they won't need it. The same way if you're walking down the street with a bottle of water, everybody ain't thirsty. Now, you might encounter somebody that is thirsty and they're going to want that water, but you might encounter somebody that's not thirsty at that time, and they may tell you no. That has nothing to do with your worth. The same thing applies to life. When you're walking in that mall or in the club or wherever it is you went, and that person tells you no, it has nothing to do with your worth, beloved. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. Do me a favor real quick, you guys. Let's get the likes up so we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor. So you got another. I see you, Rich. I see you, family. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. I would appreciate it. Let's get the medicine out to the world. These are conversations that people should be having all over the world, because this is what the world needs. We need powerful fire. I call this, I like, fireside, conversations where everything is just chill and relaxed and we're just growing and building. Right, we're just growing and building. But again, do me a favor, share the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, I would appreciate that. Rich, I appreciate that, family. I appreciate that. Abracadabra, I appreciate that. All right, let's get back into it. Let's get it. Tab, what's up, Tabaraz? So good to see you, family. So good to see us. Okay, here are 5 things that you need to let go of in order to become the most powerful version of yourself. And one more time, I'm getting ready to give you the top 5 things you need to let go of in order to become the most powerful version of yourself. This is coming from my experience as a coach. Because once you start coaching, and Deborah, I'm sure that you can relate to this. Once you start coaching, you start to see patterns, right? It's some of the same patterns that begin to show up day in and day out, whether you do taxes, whether you do personal training, right? Whether you do whatever type of coach you need, finance, right? Whatever there's only so many different patterns that are going to show up. And once you start to see those patterns, you can understand what's going on. So I'm going to give you guys the top five things that you need to let go of in order to become the most powerful version of yourself. Number 1, the guilt or shame you feel over your past failures and mistakes. That's number 1. The guilt or shame you feel over your past failures and mistakes. Let that go immediately. We don't have time. See, your last mistake was your best teacher. We got to let that go immediately. See, you got to have that quarterback's mentality. Well, what's the quarterback's mentality? The quarterback's mentality is, I don't have time to think about the last play. Yeah, I may have thrown an interception on the last play. I may have fumbled on the last play, right? I may not have gotten that first down on the last play. But if I carry that mindset into the next play, man, I'm going to punish myself. We're going to lose the Super Bowl. So you got to have that quarterback's mentality where it's, I can't, whatever it is that happened 5 seconds ago, that's over. We got too many more moments coming, and I need you to be fully locked in here versus you punishing yourself for some mistake or some failure or some failed relationship. We don't have time, beloved. If we can't edit the situation, we don't need to touch the situation. Can we edit the situation or not? Because if the answer is no, then we got to let it go. What are we going to do sitting here thinking about it all day? Thinking about it is not going to change the situation. That's like watching popcorn pop. It's not going to make it pop faster because you're sitting there watching it. So you got to let that go. Number 2, chasing perfection. Right? Far too many people allow good to die at the altar of perfection. You're too busy trying to be perfect. Who you trying to impress? You don't need to do things perfectly. You need to do them enjoyably. That's how you move through life. Come on, baby. You don't need to do things perfectly. You're too busy trying to live up to somebody else's expectation. You need to do things enjoyably. Everything I do it enjoyably. I'm not trying to be perfect. Got to get out of that mindset. You trying to make people think that you don't make mistakes and that you don't fail, and you're trying to live up to an image that's not for you. Now, I could appreciate it if it was for you, but it's really not for you. You're worried about how you're going to be perceived in the eyes of other people. That's really why you do it. You want people to think you have it all together, that you never make mistakes. But let me give you a news flash. Nobody wants to hang around that person. Nobody wants to hang out with the perfect person. I don't even want to know you if you're perfect. Give me the person that makes mistakes. Give me the person that has flaws. Give me the person that has some scars. Give me the person that has some wounds, because I can relate to that person. I don't want to hang out with the person that's got the scars and has the wounds and has made the mistakes, but you walk around like you got it all together. I don't even want to hang out. That's called stress. That's called anxiety. That's called suffering. Stop trying to do things perfectly and do them enjoyably. Enjoy your life while you're doing life. If it gives you joy, who give a damn how many mistakes we made? Give a damn how many mistakes we made. We won the game. That's all that matters. I don't give a damn. We made 1,000 mistakes, man. We're going to win the game. I don't give a damn how many times we fumble. We're going to win the game. I don't care how long it takes for us on this self-awareness, we're going to win the game. So you're going to make some mistakes and you're going to fail. And that's okay. But we're going to get out of the business of punishing you. We ain't doing that no more. That's hope. We ain't doing it. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to fail. I can't wait for my next mistake to show up, so I can learn something from it. That's the only way you learn. You don't learn anything from success. You learn from your mistakes. You don't success your way to success. You fail your way to success. You mistake your way to success. And that's how you become powerful. Now you have a blueprint that you can help somebody else so that they don't go through the same landmines that you had to go through. And that's what it's all about. So let me make the mistakes. Let me make the failures so that you don't have to. And that's the way that I teach my students when it comes to self-awareness. I done made all the mistakes, made some up 3 or 4 times. But that's the way that I'm able to perfectly lay it down for you so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes that I've made. I don't mean we're going to get it right, but we're gonna miss a whole lot of landmines that you would have stepped on had I not done it the way I did it. Right? That part right there, Deborah, that part right there, beloved, that's what coaching is all about. I don't want you to make the mistakes I made. So again, number 2 is chasing perfection. Far too many people allow good to die at the altar of perfection. Choose progress over perfection. That's how you win the game, beloved. Choose progress over perfection. Are we making progress? It's a yes or no. It's a yes, a simple yes or no. Man, we chasing progress. We ain't got time for perfection. Man, there are going to be times when we do things perfectly, and there are going to be times when we make some mistakes. Oh, well. There are going to be times when we fail, and there are going to be times when we show up like we need to. Oh, well. We're not punishing ourselves anymore. That's over with. Number 3, trying to please everyone. Leaders bring out the best in people rather than trying to please everyone. You're a leader. That's what self-awareness is about. Self-awareness doesn't build followers. It builds leaders. You're a leader. You can't follow me anywhere because where I'm going, I can't take you. And where you're going, you can't take me. So why would I need you to sit here? I'm going to sit here and spoon feed you this information and spoon feed you that. What? So you can continue following me? Nah, I need you to walk with me shoulder to shoulder. And if you're one of my students, I need you to be more powerful than me. I need to be the baseline. I need to be the ground floor. My coach took me to where he was, and I skyrocketed. That's what I want for you. so that you can become something more powerful than me. I'm not going to protect this information. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to pour everything that I know and everything that I am into you. I'm going to give you the passion. I'm going to give you the fire. I'm going to give you the drive. I'm going to give you the motivation. I'm going to give you everything you need. I will be the wind behind you. Trust me when I tell you that. You don't need a fan. You don't need somebody to push you. You're not going to need somebody to motivate you. Only thing you need to do is just follow the blueprint. But you have to understand that you are the blueprint as well. Because you got to understand this. If you know everything that you already know, coupled with everything that I'm deposited in your mind, you're going to be the coldest thing moving. They can't guard us both. See, people may be able to beat you by yourself. I'll give you that. And they may be able to beat me by myself. I'll give you that as well. But they'll never beat us both. I promise you that. They will never beat us both. I promise you that. Number 4 is a big one. Things you can't control. Man. If it's out of your hands, it doesn't belong in your mind, beloved. That has to be the mindset. Your emotional and psychological suffering begins the moment you start focusing on things outside of your control. The moment you step outside of your control and you start focusing on something that you can't edit, you can't add value to the situation, you can't change the situation, suffering begins immediately. If you can't control the outcome of the situation positively, let it go. So much of your suffering is coming from that. If it's out of your hands, it should not be renting space in your mind for free at all. Think about how powerful you're going to be if you only focus on the areas of your life where you have full control. If I don't have control over my partner, so I don't need to try to waste control you. I don't have time over other people. I don't need to waste time trying to control. I don't have control over your perception of me, so I'm not going to change the story that you created in your mind about who you think I am. Hang on to the story, man. Hang on to the story. So if it's working for you, it's working for you. But I don't have time because that has nothing to do with me. When you start focusing on the things that you control, it's game over. Not only are you suffering every time you focus on things that you can't control, but you losing power. You losing power. I don't even want to talk about yesterday because yesterday's not talking about us. What are we sitting here talking about yesterday for? Yesterday gone. Like, y'all need to get y'all ish together. I ain't got time to be. Why are you over here talking about me? You need to be focusing on what's happening in front of you and quit talking about me. If yesterday can speak, that's what it would tell you. Stop talking about me and start talking about what's happening in front of you. Stop driving your life through the rear view mirror and start focusing on what's coming through that front windshield. That's the reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, because what's coming is more important than what's behind you. The rear view mirror is small. Windshield go across your whole car. Why is that? Because what's coming is more important than what's behind you. Period. The step in front of you is infinitely more important than the step behind you. We suffer because we're caught up on the step behind us. You've already experienced that step, but you haven't experienced the step in front of you. That's where your energy needs to be. That's where your mindset needs to be. What are we looking back for? You're not going that way. Cars are the only thing designed to go in reverse, not you. People don't go in reverse. Only cars do. What you going in reverse for? Every time you start thinking about the past, it's the equivalent of you putting yourself in reverse. People don't go in reverse. Your car goes in reverse. If you want to go in reverse, get in the car and do it, but don't do it in your mind. That's the only time that you should be backing up is when you get in the car. If you're not in the car, what are you backing up for? That's the only time I go in reverse is when I'm in the car. And even when I'm doing that, I'm nervous. I feel like I'm losing time. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the lights up. What's up, Jamie? Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the likes up so we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories, please, if you haven't already done so. Yeah, that's the only time I go in reverse is when I'm in the car. If I'm not in the car, I'm not going in reverse. Period. We got one gear as human beings, one gear forward. God put one gear in you forward. He didn't put no reverse. He didn't put neutral. One gear forward. And that's literally and figuratively speaking. You got one gear. Number 5, comparing yourself to other people. This was a big one. This is a big one. Comparing yourself to other people. Why? Because comparison is the thief of happiness. The fastest way to destroy your happiness is to compare yourself to other people. Why? Because you're always going to be comparing their highlight reel to your behind the scene. You're going to lose every time. You're going to lose every single time. See, you have access to your behind the scenes. You only have access to their highlight reel. So when you see that person and you're comparing yourself to that person, you're looking at yourself through the lens of your behind the scenes, meaning you see your flaws, you see your mistakes, you see your weaknesses, you see your wounds, you see your pain, you see all of that, but you don't see that in them. So the moment you make that comparison, it's already an unfair comparison. You can't win it because you're looking at them through the highlight reel, but you're looking at yourself based upon the behind the scenes. Think about a real movie set. If you were to walk onto a real movie set, it's ugly. There is nothing attractive about a real movie set. You got wires everywhere and lights everywhere and cameras everywhere and stuff going on and people running around and makeup people. It's chaos. When you walk onto a real movie set, it's chaos. But when you go to the movie theater, you're looking at the perfected version of it. Okay, well, that's you. You're like the movie set. You see everything that's going on behind the scenes. But when you look at that person, it's like watching the movie in the theater. It's all perfect. But it's not perfect because that's the way it really is. It's perfect to you because that's the only way your mind will allow you to see it. So you can't really see it. Their behind the scenes looks exactly like yours, but you don't have access to that. So when you're watching somebody on social media, you're just watching the movie in the theater. But when you're looking at your own life, you're walking onto the movie set where there's wires everywhere, and there's people everywhere, and there's stuff running around, and there's all these lights going on. There's all this stuff going on. And so when you compare yourself, man, you're in trouble. You're going to lose. Bad. You ain't going to just lose. You're going to lose. You can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 and expect to win that, beloved. You're going to lose every single time. Right? Does that make sense? Do me a favor, you guys, real quick. Turning heads, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick and share the live to your stories real quick if you guys haven't already done so. Okay, Queen, I see you, beloved. I write my lives every single day because, my students, we have the Mindset Masters community. And so my students, a lot of what I write, I just share with them, right? And that's one of the ways that they become the most powerful versions of themselves. So I write every single live stream. I write because it's about the way that I coach and the way that I teach. It's about having a guided discussion, right? Because that's what self-awareness is. With self-aware, you can't just freestyle because it's too detailed. There's too many parts to it. And so it's about having a guided discussion to make sure that I can take them from one side of their mind to the next. Because you got to understand that the farthest distance you will ever travel is not from one side of the world to the next. You know, the furthest distance you will ever travel is from one side of your mind to the other. It's going to take you longer to get from one side of your mind to the other, to that spiritual awakening, than it would for you to travel from one side of the world to the other side. It's literally that difficult. So yeah, anyways, you guys, number five is comparison. I think I gave you guys that, right? Number five is comparison. Why? Because again, comparison is the thief of happiness. The only thing that you can be compared to is your own potential. Now you can't compare yourself to that. That's the only thing you can be compared to is your own potential. You can be compared to yesterday's version of you. You can be compared to your own edge, but what you can't be compared to is other people. For any of my students, and for my students, any of you guys that need any of this information, just send me a direct message. If there's something that I cover, and let me just say this for the future as well, just for future purposes. Anything that I share, and I'm talking to the Mindset Masters family, anything that I'm reading, it may be of significant value to you, but it may not be of value to me. And so if you hear it like, Coach, man, you was on this one piece, could you send me that? Let me know and I'll send it to you, right? Mindset Masters family, everybody got that? If there's something that I cover that hit and landed with you specifically, and you want me to send that to you, I'll send it to you directly in the community, okay? Just so you guys know. So just know that you guys got it like that. Because I cover so much stuff, you know, and I just, yeah. That part right there, success is your greatest revenge. It really is. I'm gonna show you now. Now you're gonna, but see that's your leverage. That's your rocket fuel. That's your rocket fuel right there. All right, this is my favorite. This right here is my favorite subject. One of my favorites. Might be my favorite. I don't know. It's a toss up. But what I'm getting ready to, y'all spoiled as hell. Y'all know y'all spoiled. My students are spoiled. I ain't gonna lie, they spoiled as hell. My students hella spoiled. They get anything they want from me. But they know it's all love. 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 Look at Seth. Seth said, hella, Coach. Okay. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Ellie, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. This is right, hands down. This is my favorite. We gonna go. Woo! We get ready to go down here with the killer whales. Is that right now? Where's Soleil? Soleil, where are you? Is she on the live? Soleil, where are you? Let me see if she's here. Darlene, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. I love you too, Cass. I love you too, beloved. Let me see if Soleil is on here before I. Okay. Oh, she's at school. She's at school. Yeah, she's at school. Okay. Self-observation. So when you're talking about self-mastery, right? When you're talking about self-mastery and self-awareness, to me, it all starts with self-observation. But a lot of people don't really know what self-observation means. Like what does it mean, right? And so we're getting ready to break down self-observation. What does it mean? How do you apply it to your life? Why is it a superpower that maybe you slept on and you didn't really know that much about it? So let's break it down. What is self-observation? What is self-observation specifically? It means to watch what's happening in you and around you at all times. That's self-observation. It means watching what's happening in you and around you at all times. But here's the key. But from a place of non-emotion. That's the key. That right there is the most important component to self-observation. watching what's happening in you and around you at all times, but from a place of non-emotion. The non-emotion part is so important. Why is non-emotion so important? Because your emotions have the power to make you blind to the truth. The moment you become emotional about something, you're only seeing the situation for how it benefits you. You're seeing the situation through the filter of your emotion. You're not supposed to see anything through emotion. That's not what your emotions are for. But that's how we utilize them when we lack self-awareness. You become emotional and you only see the situation from your emotions. Well, guess what? You're blind to the truth. Completely blind to the truth. Your emotions are indicators. They point you in the direction of the problem, but they're not filters that you use to see the situation through. But when we lack self-awareness, that's how we utilize our emotions. You become emotional and then you start making decisions. You become emotional and then you start speaking. You become emotional and then you start reacting. Well, you're in trouble. You done found out of the game now. You're a liability in that moment. You're a liability. Again, you have the power to make you blind to the truth. I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. Let me qualify that. Some of you guys may have a small child, let's say 5 years old, 4, 5, 6 years old, and your child gets into an altercation with another child. Because you love your child so much, you become emotional in that moment. So when you start speaking to that other parent, now your kids got to fight. They got to fight about something. We don't know what the fight was about, but they got to fight about something. So you go and talk to the other parent, but you heated in that moment. Oh, you so pissed off. You are boiling in that moment. But you're seeing the situation through your emotion. Now your kid could be dead ass wrong, but your emotion won't allow you to see that. And the only thing you're going to do in that moment is speak from how it impacted your child, even though your child could be the source of the problem. Once you become emotional, you only see the situation for how it benefits you. That's why that's important. That's why it's important. And so in that moment, that parent is speaking from their emotion. You're speaking from your emotion, which means no one's listening. No one's seeing the situation clearly. Problem never gets solved. We never get to the truth because both parties are emotional. No truth involved. And if that's your baby, you don't want to, you're not even entertaining that they did anything wrong. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. Let me say this to you. Yeah, that part. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. This is self-observation. You don't have to put it in the chat right now. You don't have to say anything. I just need you to understand the power of self-observation. What's taking value away from you right now? That's self-observation. Self-observation is gangsters. I don't know what. What is taking value away from you right now? You don't have to put it in the chat. It's not my business. It's your business. Think about what I'm saying to you. That's self-observation. What is taking value away from you right now? So I want you to do this exercise today. I'm going to show you the power of self-observation. I want you to do this exercise today. I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. I don't need you to be honest with me. I need you to be honest with you. Write down on a piece of paper what is currently taking value away from you. Get away from your significant other. Get away from the kids. Get away from the distractions. Set your phone down and just get a notepad. And I want you to write down every single thing that's taking value away from you. No stories, no fantasies, no one day they might be's, no any of that. No, they got potential, coach, no potential. You see every situation based upon how it's really showing up in your life. And you got to be brutally honest and you write that down. I don't give a damn about somebody's potential. Potential is not here. We need to focus on what's here. No stories about who they might become. See, this is self-observation. Because what I just did is I snapped you into reality. The beautiful thing about self-observation is it snaps you into reality. Here's another question for you. What area of your life do you have weaknesses? I want you to write that out. Don't criticize yourself. Don't punish yourself. Don't get down on yourself. None of that. Again, self-observation is about you doing these things from a place of non-emotion. So you're going to write down on a piece of paper, what areas of your life do you have weaknesses? Here's another question. What specifically are you going to do to convert those weaknesses into strengths? So question number one, what's taking value away from you? Right? Question number two, what areas of your life do you have weaknesses? Question number three, what specifically are you going to do to convert those weaknesses into strengths? Because to know that you have weaknesses and you not do anything about them is a weakness of a different kind. That's the real problem. The fact that you have a weakness is not a problem. The fact that you are willing to live with that weakness, knowing that that weakness may be stopping you from becoming the most powerful version of yourself, that's where the problem lives. That's where the problem lives. And I don't care what title they carry. See, that's the problem. We get caught up on these titles and labels. Mom, dad, brother, friend, significant other, husband, wife. We get caught up on these labels that we place on people. Well, here's the problem with that. When you place a label on someone, you attach meaning to that label. You attach emotion to that label. And oftentimes that person doesn't live up to that label that you placed on them. So yeah, you calling this person husband, but they don't act like one. You calling this person wife, but they don't act like one, but they carrying the title. And that title will keep you blind in that moment from seeing who they really are and seeing how they showing up. So self-observation, now we ain't doing labels and titles. We're not doing labels and titles because again, some of you guys have labels and titles placed on people that they don't even live up to. Yeah, you got the title of husband, but you don't act like one. You don't show up like one. You don't love me like one. You don't support me like one, but you carrying the title. Nah, all that's got to quit. We got to stop all that because that title gonna keep you blind. That's what some of you guys, that's why you've been in the relationship as long as you have. That's why you stuck in the relationship because you going off the label. That label will keep you as blind as the emotion. We scoring people by their actions. We're scoring people by how they show up for you. We're scoring people by how we get past all the illusions. See, that's why self-observation is so powerful because we're gonna get past all the illusions, all the fantasies, all the hope stories, all the one day they might be's. We ain't got time for none of that. Because what if? Now, we ain't even got time for what if questions. If you got to ask what if something is wrong, we going off of what's really showing up in the moment. I'm telling you, self-observation, Rika, I'm telling you, beloved, self-observation, Rika, no, it's the foundation. Self-observation has to be your foundation because it keeps you from being asleep. It'll snap you into reality so quick. It's gonna snap you into reality, and then it's gonna get you to stop looking at people through all these labels and titles. And to get you to see who they really are and how they're showing up. But you got to be brutally honest with yourself. But you're doing everything, remember, beloved, you're doing everything from a place of non-emotion. You don't have time for the emotion. You got time for emotion. Your emotions are coming because of their behavior. Your emotions are coming because they're no longer adding value to you. Your emotions are coming because you're being disrespected. Your emotions are coming because you're being verbally abused. The emotions is on your side. So once you start understanding your emotions and once you understand self-observation, then you can start paying attention to what's really happening and you can start making the right decisions. Right? That part right there, your emotions, they're your allies. They're not your enemies. I'm paying attention to my emotions because they're always tapping me on the shoulder. They only show up when something is out of alignment with the truth. See, that's important for you to understand. Your emotions only show up when something is out of alignment with the truth. Other than that, they won't be there. If you got truth in your life, your emotions, you won't even see your emotions. You won't feel them, you won't experience them. The moment that something is out of alignment with the truth, here they come, tapping you on the shoulder. Here's another question for you. Again, be brutally honest with yourself. You want to do this from a place of non-emotion. We ain't got time to be punishing ourselves. What areas of your life are you showing up small? Be brutally honest with yourself. What areas of your life right now, we only talking about the now, not tomorrow, who you might be. What areas of your life are you showing up small? That could be in your relationship. That could be with your friends. That could be at your job. Where are you showing up small? See, we're going to break your life down and put it into categories so that you can know where you're strong. You can know where you're weak. You can know see, because if you don't do self-observation, you don't know what to work on. How you going to know what to work on if you're blind to it right now? How can I master what I'm completely unaware of? And the follow-up question to what areas of your life are you showing up small? The follow-up question to that would be, what specifically are you going to do about it? I don't want you to just highlight it. See, this process is also known as externalization. Externalization is a powerful skill because what it does is it takes things out of your mind and it puts it on paper, it anchors it. Once it's on paper, you have an opportunity to do something about it. But if you just ask yourself these questions occasionally and you let the question live on a shelf in your mind, as you're consuming more information day in and day out, that question is going to get pushed out of your mind. So you want to get a notepad, have it right next to your bed and have these questions there and put them in different quadrants, put them in different categories. And then so now every time you see that notepad, it'll trigger you in a positive way. But if you just are thinking about this and you're not really writing stuff out, then you're going to forget about it because you're going to go and watch a movie or go and do this, or you're going to go to the gym, you're going to go do something, and that information is going to get pushed out of your mind and you're going to go right back to being who you used to be. Yeah, you write it out. Put it in 4 different boxes. This is mastery. This is, and my whole life is broken down like that. I know where I'm strong. I know where I'm weak. I know what I need to work on. I know who I need to remove. I understand it all. So I'm not blind to anything. And I score people accordingly. I'm not going to give somebody a negative score if they really didn't deserve one. But I got to see things clearly and accurately, and not through my emotions, not through my feelings, not through my desires, not through my needs. No, I see everything clearly and accurately. That's what reality wants for you. See, your job is to dance with reality and to stop fighting against it. But you can't dance with reality if you're not being brutally honest with yourself. You got to dance with life. You don't fight life, you dance with it. That part right there, Africa, yeah, you dance with it, man. You dance with it. For my students, I need you guys to do this exercise real quick. I need you guys for all of the Mindset Masters family. I need you guys to do this exercise with me real quick, because it's going to take your mind somewhere. It's going to take your mind somewhere special. All right, here we go. For my students, for the Mindset Masters family. So I want you to imagine, let's slow down for a second. I want you to imagine that you go to the most beautiful movie theater by yourself. Come on, Queen. Just picture that in your mind. You go to the most beautiful movie theater and you all by yourself. Okay? You're sitting down in the movie theater. You got your popcorn. You got your favorite beverage. You don't have any problems. You're not stressed out about anything at the time, right? You're just in the movie theater. It's the most beautiful. I'm talking about one of those movie theaters with, with one of those luxury movie theaters where you got the reclining seats and all of that, right? You got your popcorn. The movie hasn't started, but it's getting ready to start, right? So you got your beverage, you got your popcorn, you reclined in the seat. You don't have problems. Life is going the way you need it to. Everything is fine. I need you to just picture that in your mind. There's nobody in the theater but you. You are the only person in the theater at that time. See that in your mind. Now the movie has started. Now you see everything that's happening in the movie, but you're watching the movie from a place of non-emotion. The movie has started. You're seeing everything that's happening in the movie at that time, but from a place of non-emotion. There's some good characters in the movie, and there's some bad characters in the movie. You are the witness. That's it. You've got good characters in the movie. You've got bad characters in the movie. You're watching the movie from a place of non-emotion, but you are only witnessing what's happening. You are the awareness. You're just watching everything unfold in front of you. That's your life, beloved. That's how it works. It's your movie. Your life is your movie. You've got good characters in the movie. You've got some bad characters in the movie. Your job is to look at all of the characters in the movie that is your life from a place of non-emotion. No titles, no labels, seeing everything clearly and accurately, scoring people accordingly. I didn't say judging, I said scoring. Big difference. Who's giving you an Oscar-worthy performance right now? Think about that person. Who are the people in your life right now that are giving you an Oscar-worthy performance? Who are those people that are screwing up the movie? your life. Now you are the director. You are the only person that can move the characters around. The characters have no power. Just like on the movie set. The characters have no power in the movie. They can't tell you what to do with the movie. And oftentimes, it's the characters that are underperforming in the movie that speak the loudest, that create the abundance of problems. Look at your life. If you really take a look at your life, the people that are giving you the Oscar-worthy performances, those people are doing everything you need them to do. It's always those characters, those B-list level actors in your life that are creating the majority of the problems. So you look at your life. Your job is to remove the characters that are underperforming. And I tell you guys this all the time. Disconnect doesn't have to equal dislike. Because you disconnect from people doesn't mean you dislike them. But you're destroying my movie. Now, it's my movie. I gotta watch it. The characters in your movie don't have to watch the movie. They perform in it, but they don't have to watch it. You have to like it. And chances are, if you don't like your life, it's because of the characters in your movie. But the only person that can change the characters, the only person that can change the environment, the only person that can change what's showing up in the movie, beloved, is you. Nobody else can do it. So you can complain about it all day long, but who would you be complaining to? You're the director. These people in the movie, the characters in the movie have no power. They only have the power you give them. They have no power. When you start looking at your life that way, one more time, from a place of non-emotion, right? You go back to the movie theater. You just relaxing. Ain't nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be upset about. What would we be upset about? Their behavior is not a reflection of you. Them underperforming in your movie is not a reflection of you, but you're the director. Now you're going to wake up every single day. You're going to love that movie. You're going to hate it. But whether you love it or hate it, it's because of what you're allowing to happen in the movie. Nobody else can change it. God is looking at you like, you know, that's your movie. That's your movie. I can't move the characters out of your movie because I gave you free will. So I'm not going to take them out of your life. But that's your movie. Hey, beloved, Soleil, hey, beloved. That's your movie. If you don't love the movie, how will I ever love it? Think about what I'm saying. I appreciate that, beloved. If you don't love the movie, how am I supposed to love it? Then you come and add me to your movie. You don't even love it. So I'm not going to love it. So that's how God is looking at you. He's like, that's your movie, beloved. I put you in control. You can move any character you want, have any scene you want going on. But the movie belongs to you. The characters have no power. You can remove all the characters out of your life right now, or you can add a bunch more, but that part belongs to you. We suffer in life because we lose sight of the fact that the characters in our lives only have the power that we give them. We become too attached to the character. See, you've done that in real life. You've been watching a movie in real life, some miniseries. You became so attached to the character. And you became so attached to the character in the movie, some Netflix series you was watching or some series you was watching on Amazon. And when something happened to that character, you really became upset. It really bothered you because you are identifying with the character. And oftentimes that's what happens in real life. You get so caught up with the character, you get so identified with the character that you don't want to let go of the character, but you're suffering. The character is causing you to suffer. But it's your movie. Beloved, you got to love it. You're going to regret it for the rest of your life. You have to love the movie. I don't have to love it. The man on the other side of the world doesn't have to love it. Your significant other doesn't have to love it. You have to love the movie because it's the one movie you were created to watch. It's the one movie that God built you to direct. And if you don't focus on that, you're going to be suffering a lot. You're going to suffer a lot. It's your movie. Right now, I'm in your movie, but I don't have any power. Now, I'm powerful as an individual, but I don't have any power in your movie right now. Meaning, you can detach from me like that. Coach, I'm writing you out of my movie, and I'm gone. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You can right now in this moment write me out of your movie just by hitting disconnect, just by hitting delete. Just by closing out the app, I'm no longer in your movie. You just wrote me out. But the same way that you can write me out, you can write everyone out. Or you can write somebody in. So what are we doing all this suffering for? Where's all this pain coming from? You're the only one can write people in or out of the movie. I'm talking about literally right now in this movie. You say, Coach, I like you. I don't like you that much. I'm writing you out of the movie, and there's nothing I can do. I can't fight my way back into your life. There's nothing I can do. It would be over with. And that door would stay closed until you reopen it. I don't have the power to open it. But no person, I'm just qualifying the fact that no person in your life has power in your life. Everyone is a role player. They need to be bowing down to the director. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Every person, how the hell this person disrespected the director? How the hell this person verbally abusing the director? How the hell this person showing up small for the director? And you the director? And you can write that person out, but they can't write themselves in, man? Hell no. No. See, that's when we get it twisted. That's when you've been losing your power. You've been lost sight of the fact that you're the director. I'm lucky to be here. I said lucky. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? I am lucky to have access to you right now. You wrote me into the movie. That's an honor. You wrote me into your movie. That's an honor. But don't just apply that to me. Apply that to every single person that's moving through your life right now. Man, you lucky to be here. I wrote you into my movie. How did I write you into my movie? But I'm suffering and I'm holding the pen. Just make that make sense to me. I got the pen in my hand. I wrote you into my movie and I'm sitting here suffering. I'm sitting here crying. I'm sitting here confused. I'm sitting here not knowing it, questioning my worth and questioning my value. And I got the pen in my hand. Now, if that person was holding the pen, then I would understand why you're suffering. But they don't hold the pen. They don't hold the pen, beloved. That's why self-observation is so important, because it gets you back to understanding what's really going on. Wait, I'm tripping. I got these actors in my movie disrespecting me, and I'm the director. I got these actors in my movie showing up small. I got these actors in my movie verbally abusing me. Man, hell no. I'm the director. How am I like my life if I got things going on in the movie that I don't like? How am I going to like my life? I appreciate that, beloved. I say this all the time. You know, we talk in words, but we think in pictures. So I needed to paint you that portrait just so you can understand. Man, you hit. We talked about this yesterday. You are the point. There ain't no other point. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. There is no other person. It's all you. You are the point. And then we start adding things to the point. What does the point need? The point might need a new relationship. The point might need a new friendship. The point might need more information. The point might need to become an entrepreneur. Okay, we don't focus on that, but we ain't gonna lose sight that you the point. You are the point of life itself. You are the point. It starts with you. And then we start adding things to the point. Coach, what's the point me doing this? Coach, what's the point me doing that? You are the point, which means that every single thing has to make sense to you. What's the point of a relationship? You are the point. What's the point of a friendship? You are the point. What's the point of going to the gym? You are the point. What's the point of becoming an entrepreneur? You are the point of everything in your life. We ain't talking about somebody else's life, so we're going to get out of groupthink. You are the point of everything as it pertains to your life specifically. You are the point. What does the point need? Not what does your significant other need, not what does the kids need, not what does my job need from me. You are the point. If things don't make sense to the point, then things become pointless. Don't miss that part. Reese's Pieces, I caught it, Coach. If it don't make sense to the point, then it's pointless. Period. But you're the point. And that's not a play on words. You are the point. Everything got to make sense. Just like God. God is the point. What's the purpose of? He's the point. It starts with him. He's the point. Think about what I'm saying. That's not a play on words. That's not bumper sticker talk. God is the point. That's why we all here. He's the point. Doesn't start. There's nothing outside of him. It starts with him. Okay, well, let's take him out of it. You're the point when it comes to your life. Everything centers around the point. But the moment that the point starts to center your life around someone else, then you lose sight of your value. You lose sight of your worth. You lose sight of everything. No, you're the point. Just like God, he's the point. Ain't no other point. That's why we all here. We here because of him. He's the point. Well, every single person that's in your life is there because of you. You're the point. How did they become more important than you in your life? Just help me understand. Now I can understand them being the center of the universe in their life. I get that. But how they become the center in yours? You the point. That part right there. One more time. Self-observation. It's watching everything that's happening in your movie and around you at all times from a place of non-emotion. That part is so important, from a place of non-emotion, because we suffer so much because we attach emotion to what's happening. No, just like when you at the theater and you watching the movie at the theater, you by yourself, you got your feet kicked up. I don't need to become emotional right now. There's nothing to become emotional about. The character is underperforming. What makes you suffer is because you became attached to the character, just like a real TV show. I wasn't even there, and I know that there's some favorite TV show that you've been watching, or maybe that you watched years ago, and something happened to that character in the TV show, not reality, but in the TV show, and it affected you emotionally. Somebody died early in the movie, or something happened, and it really impacted you because you were so identified with the character. You became attached to the character, but that's what happens in life. When we start adding people to our lives, we get attached to certain characters, and that's why we suffer. Awareness is understanding impermanence, and impermanence means that the characters are going to come and go, so I can't become attached to the character. because I understand that the character might be here today, might be gone tomorrow. And that doesn't mean you're being insensitive. And that doesn't mean that you're not being loving, but that means that you understand that characters are going to be coming in and out of your movie. I can't become too attached to any one particular character. And then when this character, it's time for this character to leave, now I'm suffering. No, you let everything be free. Then there's nothing to suffer about. Because if you become unconditional love, then why would you suffer? We suffer when we're not unconditional love. We suffer when we're moving through the world operating out of conditional love because we needed that person to be our happiness. We needed that person to be our joy. We needed that person to be our fill in the blank. And that's why we suffer, because you were coming from a place of conditional love. You had expectations on that person. You placed a psychological contract on them. You needed them to play a certain role in your life. And when it was time for that role to end, you suffered just like you do with a regular TV show. You became too attached to the character. That's what happens to us. Let me say this to you guys. We mature through our suffering, not through the years. Don't ever lose sight of that. We mature through our suffering, not through the years. Doesn't matter how many years you've been alive. That's not what brings maturity. What brings maturity is the suffering. That part is so important. Again, we mature through our suffering, not with years. If you're serious about growth, be serious about accountability. Yeah, because, and here's why that's important to understand. Again, we mature through our suffering, not through the years. Why? Because the years only represent time. One thing the years represent, time doesn't heal anything. That's programming and conditioning. Somebody programmed you to believe that time heals all wounds. It doesn't. Time doesn't heal anything. Time passes through you. That's it. Self-awareness is what heals you. Your wounds are what heals you. You waking up is what heals you. Emotional maturity is what heals you, but not time. Time doesn't have the power to heal you. That's not what it's designed to do. Time moves through you. Doesn't heal you. Because if you haven't come face to face with that thing that caused you to suffer, if you haven't come face to face with that particular wound, that's why most people are unhealthy right now mentally, because they haven't healed. They just learned how to live with the pain. They've learned how to live with that suffering, but they haven't healed from it. That's why you get triggered. You get triggered because you have a wound in you that you haven't healed as of yet. And that person triggered that wound. So time didn't heal the wound. You just learned to live with it. You learned to suppress it. And every now and then somebody will walk in your life and they'll trigger that wound. See, we don't attract from our strengths. We attract from our wounds. We meet people on the same level of psychological wounds that we carry. Every single person that you have ever met throughout the history of your life, you have met that person because they were carrying the same level of psychological wounds as you. They may have had different experiences than you, but you guys were operating on the same level of psychological wounds, meaning that you guys were an energetic match for each other. God saw you guys as being a perfect match. You could be the mirror for that person and they could be the mirror for you. Awareness is what heals you. Pain is what heals you. Why? Because pain shatters your illusions. Pain shatters your fantasies. Pain shatters the character. Pain shatters everything. It cracks open who you think you are not. That's what pain is designed to do. Pain is designed to shatter who you think you are not. Pain shatters the character. It snaps you out of the illusion. See, pain's not an illusion. Pain is unavoidable. Suffering is optional, and it's so important for us to understand that all of the pain that comes in your life, pain only comes because there's some falsehood in your life. That's the only reason why pain comes. It's the only reason why pain comes. Pain comes because there's some falsehood in your life. Pain comes because you've been operating out of the character too long. That's why pain comes. Pain comes to shatter that illusion, to shatter the character, to wake you up. If you're operating out of your authenticity, you experience no pain. Why? Because you're not clinging to anything. You're not attached to anything. You're not chasing anyone. When pain comes into your life, it comes to shatter that illusion, to shatter the story you've been telling yourself, to shatter the fantasy. That's why it comes. I don't experience pain because I don't operate from the character. Only the character experiences pain. Your ego experiences pain. Your persona experiences pain. Your reputation experiences pain. The masks you wear experiences pain. Why? Because you attach emotion to all of that. So when someone attacks that, when someone rejects that, you feel the pain. Why? Because you're identified with something that you're not. That's why pain comes. It comes to shatter that illusion. You're identifying with something that you are not. That's why you experience pain. It's the only reason why you experience pain. That part right there, nephew, no ego, no pain. If you don't have an ego, there's no pain. Because your ego is the one controlling your persona, it's controlling your reputation. It makes you think that you're different from everyone else. It makes you think that you just are something completely separate. It has you convinced that you're here and God is way over there. It reminds you of the future and the past. That's what your ego is doing. That's what gives your ego significance. Your ego can't survive in this moment. You project your ego onto this moment. Let me qualify that in case you're struggling. Your ego cannot survive in the present moment. Your ego is always oscillating between future and past. That's how it keeps its significance in your life, because it's always reminding you of something in the future, which produces your anxiety, which produces your worry, which produces your stress. What is stress? Stress is the gap between reality and your expectation. That gap is called stress. So what your ego does, and here's what you need to understand about your ego. It doesn't give a damn about you being successful. It doesn't care if you're rich or poor. It doesn't care about any of that. What it wants is to dominate your life like it has been doing this entire time. It does not want you to have a spiritual awakening. It does not want you to achieve self-mastery, because once you achieve because your spiritual awakening and your ego can't coexist. One of them is going to be holding the steering wheel. And chances are it's your ego holding the steering wheel right now. So the thing in you that's reminding you of the past and what went wrong and who stopped loving you and who didn't show up, that's your ego. But your ego can't survive in the present moment. It gets projected onto the present moment. Let me qualify that. All of the pain that you experience does not come from this moment. The pain you experience comes from what you project onto this moment. Some previous experience that you've had hurt you, and you never healed from that previous experience. So guess what your ego does? It reminds you. And then you project that onto your present moment, and you contaminate the present moment, and you experience the pain in this moment, but it's not a part of this moment. It's only a projection. Reality is consciousness. Consciousness is like a movie screen. Consciousness is not affected by what's on the screen. Your mind is like the projector. It projects everything onto the screen of consciousness. So when you look at your ego, it's not in the movie, but it projects what's on that movie screen. And that's what's hurting you. What you continue to project onto your screen of consciousness. That's what you're doing. Your pain does not live in this moment, beloved. Right now, there's no pain in your life. In this moment, your pain is trapped in the memory. And at any point in time, your ego's going to do this and remind you of some previous event, some previous experience, and it's going to project that onto this moment. It's not a part of the moment. I want to be very clear about that. Your ego is not a part of this moment, but it has the power to get you to project something onto this moment. And that's where your suffering is coming from. Or you're focused on something that might happen in the future. Your ego reminds you, hey, what if that doesn't work out? Hey, what if you don't get the promotion? Hey, what if they leave you? Hey, what if they cheat on you? That's your ego doing all of that. And it's got you operating like this. You going back past, future, past, future, past, future, past, future. But the present moment is right here. So this is the present moment. But your ego has you moving like this. So you can't stay rooted in the present moment because your ego has your mind running like this. You're always oscillating between the future and the past, future and the past, future and the past. That's where all your suffering is coming from, because it can't operate in this moment. It can only have significance when it's reminding you of the past or it's reminding you of the future. That gives your ego all of its significance. And it's been running your life into the ground. So that's why with awareness, the first thing that has to go is the ego. You got to get out of here, because it's the problem. It's not a part of this moment, but it gets you to project things onto this moment that don't belong in this moment. See, your suffering is coming because you're taking yesterday's puzzle piece and you're trying to fit it into today's puzzle space. That's what's hurting you. You're taking tomorrow's puzzle piece and you're trying to get it to fit into today's puzzle space, and it doesn't fit. Every move and every decision that you make today is creating today's puzzle piece. But you're taking yesterday's puzzle piece and you're trying to make it fit in today's puzzle, meaning that you're reminding yourself of something that happened. You're reminding yourself of some previous experience. You're reminding yourself of something that hurt you. You're reminding yourself of fill in the blank. You're taking yesterday's puzzle piece and you're bringing it back into today, and then it doesn't fit. Or you're focused on tomorrow's puzzle piece and you haven't mastered today. There's your anxiety. There's your worry. There's your stress. There's your imposter syndrome. That's where it's all coming from. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So once you understand that, and we will, you're gonna gain mastery of it, because I have mastery of it. I'm gonna teach it to you. I don't give a damn how long it takes. You're gonna master it. I appreciate that, beloved. You're gonna master it, and then you're gonna understand. It's easy to dismantle, but we got to dismantle it. I appreciate that, beloved. Let me give you guys this real quick. So going back to my point, so we don't mature through our suffering. Or we mature through our suffering, we're going to mature with the years. So it's your suffering that gets you to mature. Think about what I'm saying. All of that pain you experience, what does it give you? It gives you endurance. It gives you wisdom. And it gives you awareness. All gifts. You didn't hear what I just said to you. You didn't hear what I just said to you. I said your pain. I said anything about time. Your pain gives you endurance. It gives you wisdom, and it gives you awareness. If you look at all of your pain, that's what it gave you. It was a gift to you. One more time, the pain in your life is designed to shatter the illusion. It's designed to shatter the character. It's designed to shatter the story that you've been telling yourself. It's designed to shatter the masks, that we live out of. It's designed to shatter all of that and to wake you up to reality. That's what the pain in your life is there. Pain only comes because you're living out of your falsehoods. Pain only comes because there's no truth happening in your life. Something in your life is not real. Something in your life is not accurate, whether it's you, the character too much, or you living out of your persona, or you're living out of your reputation, or you living out of your ego. You're living out of something that's not in alignment with your spiritual essence. That's why pain comes. What do you need an ego for? You're either the baddest thing walking or you're not. You don't need a little spokesperson in your mind telling you that you badass. You either the baddest thing walking or you're not. I don't need an ego. In fact, my ego is in the way. When you start operating from the version of yourself that God created, you don't need a support team for that. You already the coldest thing moving. I don't need a support team. If anything, I need a team of people around me getting me to pipe down, because I'm too unlocked. The last thing I need is an ego. My ego's not big enough for me. Oh, I got a big ego. That's called suffering. It's keeping you split and divided from everyone. Think about what I'm saying. When you become fully unlocked, you're going to be so powerful. You don't need a spokesperson. You don't need a team. You don't need something in your ear reminding you. You don't need motivational videos. You don't need people to pump you up. You don't need anyone to be the jumper cables to who you are. You already lit. So what do I need an ego for? My ego's in the way. I don't need a spokesperson anymore. Now, I needed an ego before my spiritual awakening. I'll give you that. But once you have that spiritual awakening, the ego it's too small. It's too small. It's not big enough. Your ego can't speak for you the same way that you don't need a man around the corner from your house to speak for you. You don't need somebody to come speak for your life. When you become unlocked, you don't need a spokesperson. Your ego is just the spokesperson for all of your problems. It's the spokesperson for all of your pain. It's the spokesperson for who you might be in the future. It's the one that's reminding you of what's wrong with your life. Why you need that? You need more of that. It's already been done enough. Your ego has done enough damage already. It's time to set that down. As soon as you find a new relationship, your ego gonna start reminding you all the people that cheated on you and now you looking at this new person through the filter of the pain that you experienced from the last person. And that's what your ego gonna do. You sitting here looking at this person through colored glasses because you're not even seeing them clearly and accurately because your ego is too busy. Remember when this person did this? And see, that person might do something that triggers something in you, something so innocently. And it makes you think about something that already happened in the past. So now you projecting that onto this person. Like, what if they cheat on me? So you don't fully open your heart. You don't fully show up. Like, coach, I don't want to open my heart. I don't want to give myself to anybody again. I don't want to. Why you living out of your ego? That's ego talking. That's fear talking. That's not wisdom. Because wisdom is you understanding that this person is not the person that you dated before. Even if they wanted to be, it's humanly impossible for these two people to be the same. So why would you put yourself in that box? Why would you walk around with all that fear? That's fear talking. That's not wisdom talking. That's not awareness talking. You speaking from your pain. Well, I don't want to be with anybody else. You're speaking from your pain, beloved. I'm going to just be by myself. You're speaking from your pain. That's all you speaking from. When you talking to somebody that's self-aware, that's all they hear. It might sound like wisdom to you. In your mind, you might think you're being smart. In your mind. But when you're talking to somebody that's self-aware, they're going to understand you speaking from your pain. And when you do the work on yourself, you're going to meet a person that is somewhere on the other side of the world, or maybe somewhere on the other side of your town, that's doing the work on themselves as well. And when you meet that person, that's going to be your last best relationship, and you're going to be head over heels in love with that person, and they're going to be head over heels in love with you. And they're going to understand that the grass is not greener on the other side, it's greener where you water it. And that person is going to give you 5-star everything that you've been needing. Every single relationship that you have been in leading up to this moment is preparing you for your next best relationship. You got to get in the game, baby. All them other relationships was training. You in training right now. You got to wake up. I don't want to be with anybody else. Man, come on, you tripping. You speaking from your pain. I'm telling you, all the relationships, all the failed relationships that you were in is preparing you for that badass relationship, that Rolls Royce of relationships. You getting ready for the Rolls Royce of relationships because you're doing the work right now. And that person that you're going to meet is doing the work as well. Now, you may not be ready yet, and they're not ready yet. But when it's time, God is going to put you with that person. You're going to meet that person at a Starbucks. You're going to meet them in the gym somewhere, and it's going to be your best relationship, and it's going to make all them other relationships make sense to you. Because every single relationship that has ever failed in your life sets your life on a certain course. Right? It sets your life on a certain path. What did it give you? It gave you endurance. It gave you wisdom. It gave you awareness. But it also gave you pain. And you needed that pain because that pain shattered the illusion. That pain shattered the fact that you were showing up small. That pain shattered the fact that you wasn't speaking your truth. That pain shattered the fact that you wasn't showing up out of your moving from your authenticity. Or that pain is some beautiful thing. We ain't going to pay attention to the beauty. I'm just asking you, can we pay attention to the beautiful things that the pain brought as well? Why do we always have to look at the negative? Why do we always have to face the negative aspect of the pain, but we can't focus on what pain brought? Everything in your life brings something and takes something away. There's not a single thing that has ever entered your life that didn't bring something and didn't also take something away. When you lack self-awareness, you only focus on what the thing took. You don't focus on what it brought. Damn, what it took. What did it bring you? We ain't got time to focus on what it took. What did it bring? That's how God works. He don't put people in your life to just take. He puts people in your life that bring something and they take something. They bring something and they take something. And the thing that they took is a version of yourself that you no longer were. That's why you met that person. You met that person so that you could transcend the version of yourself that needed to heal. That's what they brought you. Think about what I'm saying. If you look back over your life, you'll see what I'm saying. Every person that has ever entered your life, they brought something and they took something. That's what pain does. It brings something and it takes something. But the thing that it takes is a version of yourself that you needed to outgrow, a version of yourself that you needed to transcend. And you did. I can promise you this, beloved. Listen to what I'm saying. Please hear me on this. Some of you guys, if you really are paying attention to the pain, would look back at your last relationship, the one that you just got out of, and you would never get back with that person again. But before, you were so head over heels with that person. But pain taught you something to qualify my point. Ain't no way in hell you would walk back in that relationship again. That's if you've really been paying attention to the pain. You wouldn't go back. Because pain gave you wisdom. Pain gave you awareness. Pain gave you endurance. But it also woke you up. So you wouldn't go, not because you hate the person, but because you see through the illusions now. You see through the fantasies now. You see through the character that they were playing. So the pain made you smarter. It didn't dump you down, it woke you up. But before that pain arrived, you were blind. You were just believing what they were saying, and you was ignoring the red flags, and you showing up small and not speaking your truth and walking on eggshells. But now you're on the other side of the pain. And it has taught you so much. And I'm only saying that to qualify the point, not to remind you of what was, but to wake you up to what is. All right, I'm gonna set my mic down right there. I'll set my mic down right there. So, Leigh, I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. All right, boom. For LA, absolutely, beloved, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that part right there, nephew. Thank you so much for just for sharing this moment with me, right? For just giving me an opportunity to hang out with you guys. Type me in the comments real quick. Let me see how many new people. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your very first time on a live stream with me. Type me if this is your very first time. Absolutely, Miriam. Absolutely, me. Let me see how many me's. Okay, cool, awesome. Julia, I see you, beloved. Real quick for you guys, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, relationship mastery, consciousness. You know, I specialize in helping my students and my clients become the most powerful versions of themselves. Excuse me. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a bestseller. It's a game changer. I'm most definitely not here to push or sell the book. but I am here to bring some different things, to your awareness. Inside of every person, you've got the greatest version of you and you've got the worst version of you. And the decisions that we make, the choices that we make, determine which version of us we experience. We're all one decision away from the best decision we've ever experienced, but we're also one decision away from the worst decision we've ever experienced. And we're always oscillating between the two. And when you're thinking about becoming the most powerful version of yourself, we talk about how, and I teach this with my students and my clients, if my goal is to become the most powerful version of myself, then that means that every choice and every decision I make have to be aligned. That's how you become powerful, period. That's where you start. Before we can go anywhere, we start there. That means that every single decision, see, we suffer in life and we don't become the most powerful versions of ourselves because you are making decisions that only benefit the current version of you. You're not making decisions that benefit the future version of you. And if you're making decisions that only benefit the current version of you, what that really means is that you're operating from a place of desperation. You're only trying to focus on what's happening in this moment because there's only two types of goals that are created from inspiration and goals that are created from desperation. And if you're moving from a place of desperation, you're only thinking about your now. You're not thinking about that future version of you. And we end up putting the future version of ourselves in debt because of the decisions that the current version of us is making. And that's so important for you to understand. So the first step to becoming the most powerful version of yourself is that my choices and my decisions have to be aligned. And there is a huge difference between a decision and a choice. Decisions are heavy. Choices are light. And decisions are heavy because your decision is always a projection of something that you want to do in the future. Choices are predicated on what you do in the now. Decisions are predicated on what you want to do in the future. I'll give you a great example of that. You might say, okay, I want to start working out. Maybe you haven't worked out in a little while. I want to start working out again. That's a decision. That's something that's going to happen in the future. The future can be 5 minutes from now. It could be 10 minutes from now. It could be 10 weeks from now. It doesn't matter. It's always a projection of something you want to do in the future. The problem with that is when it comes time to start that workout or start that diet or start that whatever, you make a different choice. The choice is what's hurting you, not the decision. The decision was already made a month ago, but now it's time for you to act on that decision and you make a different choice. The day that your choices and your decisions are aligned, you become unlocked. You become a different version of yourself. And I can promise you, if I were to take inventory of your life, that would be the number one thing that I would discover is that your choices and your decisions are not aligned, beloved. You can't become powerful that way. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much education you have. If your choices and your decisions are not aligned, and let me tell you the real problem. At the time you make the decision, you always are in a state where you feel good. Right? You got all this energy. Maybe you got some good news. Something good is happening in your life. You got something. You're in alignment with reality at that time. So when you make the decision, you're always in a good mood. But chances are, when it's time for you to execute and make that choice to execute on the decision, things aren't going the way you need to be. Meaning that you're not in that same energy that you were in when you made the decision. So now you make a different choice because your choice is always predicated on what's happening in the now. The decision was predicated on what was going to happen in the future. Once we align those two, it's game over. Here's the second thing. Your shoulds and your musts. See, the day that you start aligning the day that you start converting every should into a must, it's game over. We struggle in life because you don't convert every should into a must. Let me give you an example of it. I should go work out right now, and then you don't do it. I should leave my relationship, and then you don't do it. I should leave my job, and then you don't do it. When you start turning your shoulds into a must, it's game over, because everything on the opposite side of that should represents progress. Everything on the opposite side of that should represents growth. So when your shoulds and your musts align, you become powerful. Those are two things that you can do right now and implement in your life. And I'm telling you, to change your whole life. Align your choices and your decisions and convert every should into a must. And in that moment, you become something unrecognizable. But I can promise you, if you're not where you want to be in life right now, it's probably the reason. Okay. So that's just some of what I do, as a coach. It's just waking you up to things. And some of it is just simple things, right? Waking you up to things that you may currently be blind to. And I've coached people all over the world, from celebrities to top athletes, politicians, doctors, lawyers, CEOs, different executives, everyday regular moms and pops. And what I've learned is that there's always that common denominator. There's always that thing that most people are struggling with, and for most people, it's converting every should into a must. And making sure that every choice and decision, all of your choices and decisions are aligned. That's where you start. That's my baseline. Making sure that that's how I became this version of me. Once I make that decision and it's time for me to act on that decision, my choice is what's important, because the decision is gone. The decision is already made. It's already out in the universe. Now what God is expecting you to do is connect that choice to that decision, and then you become a different version of yourself. Right? And that's how you do it. That's how you become powerful. You don't need to read a book. You don't need to climb a mountain. You don't need to swim across the ocean and talk to some guru. The only thing that you need to do is start making sure that your choices and decisions are aligned today. Today. Start with that. Right? And that's growth right there. You start right there. Because nobody can stop you when you do that. So the moment you say, I'm leaving that relationship, make the choice. The moment you say, I want to leave that job because it doesn't make me happy anymore, make the choice. The moment you say, I want to go to the gym and start working out and eating clean again, make the choice. It's not the decision that's hurting you. It's the choice that's hurting you, because the choice is always on the back end of the decision. Make the choice. Right? That's important. So having said all of that, my partners and I, we've created a community, because what we wanted to do was we wanted to create an ecosystem, right? We wanted to create an environment where we could coach our students, we could coach our clients, and put them in a position to become the greatest versions of themselves. And it's worked out in ways that we couldn't have ever imagined. The growth that's happening in this community, the transformations that are happening in this community. We've produced over 30 life coaches in the community since we started. And those are people that were coming in. We've got doctors, we've got lawyers in the community, we've got therapists in the community, we've got psychiatrists in the community. We've got different people in the community, because it's a beautiful place. It's like martial arts for your mind. If you can picture kickboxing in your mind, it's like kickboxing for your mind. Picture you becoming a black belt, all things mindset. Think about you becoming a black belt, all things emotional intelligence, all things self-mastery, all things self-awareness. That's what you need, because that version of you would run circles around the current version of you. So if you're struggling with depression, if you are struggling with imposter syndrome, if you are struggling with anxiety, fear, doubt, your past, if you're struggling with, if you're suffering, if you got pain in your life, if you've been going to therapy for a while and it doesn't seem like it's working for you, if you maybe you're going through a bad divorce or a breakup, the Mindset Masters community is for you, and it's exactly what you need. We talk about that decision. You have an opportunity right now to make a decision that could change your entire life. Right now. What's important It's not the decision. What's important is who you become on the other side of it. Oftentimes we remain powerless because not because of the decisions that we make, but because of the decisions that we avoid. It's the decisions we don't make oftentimes in life that hurt us. The decision not to leave that relationship, the decision not to leave that job, the decision not to leave that friendship, even though you've already outgrown that person. That's the decisions that hurt us. Don't let that be you today. Make the decision that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be, because Mindset Masters, the community, is your bridge. It's the bridge that's going to connect you from where you are to where you want to be. Period. Period. So if you are ready to take your life to the next level, if you are ready to take me on as your life coach, as your mentor, type me in the comments right now. We're offering a free 7-day trial. Let me tell you what the community comes with real quick. You're going to gain access to all of my live streams. You're going to gain access to me, most importantly. You're going to gain access to my podcast. You're going to gain access to what I write every single day for our family. I call them my family now versus my students, because that's what we become. You're going to gain access to that. You're going to gain access to me going live inside of the community exclusively every Tuesday and Thursday. We just had one last night. So you're going to get access to the exclusive live streams inside the community. We do that every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. The community is fire. The people are fire. They are all growth-minded, like-minded individuals, just like yourself. They're all about becoming the most powerful versions of themselves, and some of them have already become that. Having said all of that, so what you're going to do is we're offering a free 7-day trial today, right? So copy and paste that link that Tara has pinned and put that link in your browser. It's going to take you to get your free 7-day trial. And then you guys will be able to get your free 7-day trial, and then you guys will be locked in. So it's not going to cost you anything today. And so the decision should make itself, because you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. You have everything to gain right now. You can only gain. You can't lose anything. For anyone watching us on any other platform, you guys are welcome to come to TikTok. I do my live streams on TikTok every single morning, Monday through Friday. So if you have a TikTok account, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching us on Facebook or some other platform, feel free to come to TikTok if you guys want to join the actual live where it's hundreds of people inside of the chat. $1 a day. $1 a day. It costs literally $1 a day, $29 a month, no contracts, no obligations. And with that, you're going to get a free copy of my book, right? And with that, you're going to receive a free copy of my e-course, which is the Fearless Mindset. TikTok, like 9:15. I come on at like 9:15 a.m. Central Time every Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. That's in case you guys are watching us from any other platform, like a good YouTube, Facebook, X, wherever you guys might be, Twitch. If you guys want to come to the actual party itself, you guys can join us here. Yeah, can somebody put the link up real quick? You guys can go, Jessica, you said you're ready. You guys can go. So here's the book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? The book's available on Amazon. You guys can get it on Amazon right now. Right. If you want a physical copy like this, you can get it on Amazon right now. If you want a digital copy, you can get it on Kindle right now. Again, here's the book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be by Jordan Williams. Yeah, you guys get signed up. You're gonna love the community. It's gonna be the best decision you make all year. Here it is. Take a screenshot of it. Take a screenshot. The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be by Jordan Williams. Book's a bestseller. It is a game changer. It's going to change everything. It's going to change everything. Any questions, any community related questions before we get out of here, you guys? Any community related questions that I can answer for you guys? Anything, all things community related. Do me a favor, either Tara or someone, do me a favor and pin. Do me a favor and pin Tara. Do me a favor and pin Soleil to the chat, please. So, Mindset Masters family, this is Soleil. I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to take some time to get to know her. She's 18 years old, which is mind blowing. She's 18 years old. If you go and watch the video, her video is pinned to the top of my grid, so definitely go and watch the video. But she's putting in the work. She is amazing. She's showing up every single day. She's doing the work. She's going hard. And I want, as a community, you guys put your arms around her, embrace her. Again, she's 18 years old. I could make the case, if I'm not mistaken, she's the youngest member of our family. She's the youngest member of our community, right? And we need to really, embrace her. So some of you guys can be like an auntie type figure to her, big sister type figure to her, but she's putting in the work and she's showing up every single day, no excuses. She's going hard, and my thing, what's mind blowing about it for me is because, when you get it that young, think about what you would do when you were 18. Man, I was all over the place at 18. For her to be this locked in, this focused, what is she going to be at 21? If she's like this already at 18, right? What is she going to be at? I was all over the place at 18. I'm going to just be honest with you. So for her to be this locked in, this focused, this dedicated at 18 years old, man, we got to make sure that she becomes the most powerful version of herself. That should be a community mindset, So it's because let me tell you why that's important. Because she has the potential to reach people that we can't reach. She's operating from an age demographic that she can connect and relate to people that we just can't reach. Right? She speaks their language, but she also understands ours. And so that's so important, right? So we want to make sure, because that's where the real change is going to come. Right? So follow her, support her, continue to encourage her, and just, because that's what it's really all about, man. 18 years old, she's doing it like that. That's phenom status. She got notebooks. She knows, she got it all. So we just want to make sure that we tapping in, we checking in with her. She got what she needs, and let's protect her. Let's keep her safe. That's what it's all about. So it's all about period. Like, I'm super protective over her when it comes to that, because it's like, we got to make sure she's good, because when I'm looking at it, like, man, God sent me one of his angels. She's so young, but she has an opportunity. She could be one of those ones. She could really be that game changer because of just her age alone. She can reach a demographic that I just will never reach and be able to connect with like that. And that's really important. That's really, really, really important. So important. So let's make sure you guys, if you guys not connecting and following her, make sure you guys follow her and just keep her, just send her all the love in the world. Aside from that, any questions? Before we get out of here? Any questions? You guys have any questions? Absolutely, Bella. Absolutely, beloved. You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely. You said, how do you get locked in with the class? Did you? I don't know. Did you sign the link? Did you? Yeah, I do couples as well. I always encourage couples to join the community. I think couples should be one of the biggest things inside of the community, because it's going to add so much significant value. But short answer to your question is yes, with respect to couples. Red, I see you, beloved. There's a link right there. There's a link right there, Jessica. So just copy and paste that link, and then put it inside your browser, and then it'll take you to get your free 7-day trial. And then just come meet the community, come meet the family, come test drive the community. You know, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Gosh, there's so much going on in the community. There's so much going on. All of my live streams are in the community. You're talking about master classes. You're talking about, if you're just watching the live streams, and the beautiful thing about the live streams is you can take notes, you can pause, you can rewind, you can come back and watch them again. You know, same thing with the podcast. You know, you can be listening to it at the gym. You can be listening to it while you're driving. You can be, you know, you're always getting the medicine, right? It's like therapy on steroids, literally. Like therapy, we're 10 times cheaper than therapy and 10 times more powerful. You know, so and then I'm writing every single, it's a buffet of information in this community. It's a buffet. It's like a party. It's like the party that's been going on at the end of your street that you didn't know anything about. It's what it's really like. Okay. Any questions? What's up, Chris? So good to see you, family. Any questions before I get out of here? For anyone, again, watching this on any other platform, you guys feel free to come and join us on TikTok every Monday through Friday. I go about 9:15. Yeah, Jasmine, you're gonna love it. I go about 9:15 Central Time, AM, right? Monday through Friday on TikTok. That's what a real party is. Wherever you're watching, this is not what a party is. But feel free to stay there if that's what you want. Absolutely. So, okay, I got you, Chris. Okay. Other than that, I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Stay powerful, stay prayed up, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.